I'm Kiana Price Wade, and this is Round Roanoke, seen only on Cox 9. Thank you for tuning in today. If you'd like a taste of Christmas past, then a trip to Fantasyland is what you need. The History Museum of Western Virginia is pulling out antique holiday decorations and inviting the man in red for an old-fashioned Christmas celebration. Here to tell us more is the director of the Historical Society and History Museum of Western Virginia, Jean Bollendorf. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Kiana. Thanks a lot for having me.
Well, I'm excited. Christmas is in the air, and you guys have got some great things going on. So what part does Santa play in Fantasyland?
Well, we have a wonderful event, and Santa comes to see us every year. He visits from the North Pole and comes down to the History Museum to do a program called Fantasyland. And Fantasyland takes place at the History Museum and Center in the Square. Santa comes and brings some of his elves with him, and he tells some wonderful stories and teaches us some wonderful life lessons and the true meaning of Christmas, as well as singing some songs with kids who get a chance to visit him.
Fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. And when is Fantasyland, and how much does it cost? That's every parent's question.
Well, Fantasyland is a very reasonably priced program, and all the proceeds do benefit the History Museum directly.
Wonderful.
Santa comes in on November the 26th, the day after Thanksgiving, and then he stays all the way until the 23rd.
Okay.
He has to leave a little bit early because he's got to get out and deliver all the presents.
Absolutely.
On Christmas Eve.
Absolutely. Can't spend his whole month of December in Roanoke. Got to get back to North Pole. Now, you've had some special exhibits coming up in 2011. What are they?
Well, we're very excited. We've got two great exhibits coming up. The Historical Society also manages the Owinston Link Museum. And on January 21st, we're opening a new exhibit at the Link Museum called Then and Now, and it is a series of historic photographs that are contrasted with modern-day photographs of the same scenes in Roanoke. The historic photographs are predominantly by George Davis, who was a local photographer, and Harold McLeod with Wachovia Bank, who's now in Richmond, took a lot of the modern-day scenes.
Okay.
And we've got a book coming out at the same time to go with that exhibit. At the History Museum, we're very excited because we're going to be showing Edward Byer's Virginia. That exhibit opens February the 4th, and Edward Byer was a German painter who came here to the United States and painted many scenes of Virginia and other states, and we've got a book along with that exhibit coming out as well. That'll be out in February.
Wonderful. Now, also speaking of February, you have a fundraiser called History is Served, right? And I hear you have a special guest.
We do. We're very excited. History is Served is an annual fundraiser for the History Museum at the Hotel Roanoke. And this year, our featured guest is John Meacham, formerly of Newsweek magazine, and he currently has a show called Need to Know on PBS stations on Friday night. So we're very, very excited to have him with us.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, and anyone who ever wants to get involved with the History Museum, could they be a volunteer? Do you need volunteers?
Absolutely. The History Museum and the Link Museum both use volunteers or interns. We love to have college interns come. And all you need to do is call or get on the website and email us, and we have a lot of opportunities. We're especially looking for some extra elves to help Santa at Fantasyland.
Okay, because yes, he's got a busy job. And in terms of when you go into the Fantasyland, kind of give us a description of what you'll see.
Well, one of the key components of Fantasyland for us are the storefront decorations that we have. We have a wonderful collection of old department store Christmas decorations that were on display at the Hieronymus building. People who remember Hieronymus department store used to take their kids down to see the holiday decorations. And so we have a wonderful series of animatronic characters from Hieronymus that display different aspects of Santa's workshop as well as the North Pole.
Oh, wonderful. I'm looking forward to bringing my family there. Sounds like a wonderful experience and getting a good taste of the Christmas bug and Christmas spirit. And can you take pictures with Santa?
You may take pictures with Santa.
Okay.
Sometimes we have to limit the number of pictures because people do get excited, but yes, there's plenty of opportunity. And I would just mention as well, for the first time this year, we're having a breakfast with Santa, and that will take place on December the 11th at the History Museum. That is a reservation event, so if you're interested in having a special breakfast with Santa and having some one-on-one time with Old St. Nick, then you need to give us a call or email us.
Great. Well, I'm sure we'll have all the information there for folks to get in touch. Lots of great things going on in the History Museum. Thank you so much for stopping and letting us know all about it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you. You can find out more about History Museum of Western Virginia events and other happenings on the Cox Community Calendar coming up at the break. I'm Kiana Price Wade, and you're watching Round Roanoke on Cox 9.